What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And today I made a video using my character Jesse. A lot of people tend to get offended by this character, and I can see where they'd be offended with this particular topic and the use of that character. So I want to clarify a few things here real quick, if that's all right. Number one, my character Jesse is a redneck, and he does the redneck thing because I am a redneck. A lot of people hear this accent and forget that I live in northwestern Arkansas, and that I've lived here for the last 20 years. A lot of people forget that I was born and raised in a small town called St. Paul, Virginia, in the Appalachian Mountains. And I originally spoke with both a bit of a speech impediment and a southern accent. That's where Francis comes from. Jesse comes from. He comes from the fact that I was born and raised a redneck and still am one to this day. That's where Francis comes to, for the record, too, by the way. Francis is always making fun of being overweight, being a neckbeard stereotype, being a explosive gamer who hates everything. That's because I am that person. I'm not making fun of you when I play Jesse, and I'm not making fun of you when I play Francis. I'm making fun of myself. Now, some people find those characters offensive, and if that's the case, there's plenty more things on YouTube to watch. This is really what I like to do, and I really enjoy doing it. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video is to clarify how I really feel about the passing of the Ultimate Warrior. Now, a lot of people felt that the video I created was exploitive, and I want you to know that it's not even remotely close to that. The truth is much more simple. I made that video because I loved the Ultimate Warrior. I grew up watching wrestling when I was a small kid. I started with the Junkyard Dog. I started with Iron Sheik, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, all the classics, Jake the Snake. And the story that I tell in that video is absolutely true. I've told it on stream before. I've told it on YouTube before. I saw Andre the Giant wrestle Jake the Snake. And it was one of the most epic moments of my life. I got to touch Andre the Giant, and Andre the Giant to this day remains one of my childhood heroes, one of my adult heroes. He was just a really good man. The Warrior, my case with the Warrior is a little bit different. I'm very much aware of a lot of the things that he said and did in his personal life, and I didn't necessarily care for that. But I will tell you that now that he's passed, I'm more than glad to let sleeping dogs lie. But beyond that, I take the words that he said at Raw to be very literal. That now that the man who plays the Ultimate Warrior is gone, the character of the Ultimate Warrior will live on. And he's going to live into my heart, and he's going to live into my head, and I hope he does the same for you. And I was genuinely moved by the news when I found out that the Warrior had passed. I was moved when Andre passed. I was moved to tears. And as you saw in that video tonight, I was moved to tears when the Warrior passed. These guys are childhood heroes to me. I loved them growing up. I thought one day that I might be able to be one of those wrestlers. You know, if you remember back in the day, George the Animal Still, Bam Bam Bigelow, Yokozuna, I think was his name, all these really heavy wrestlers, really fat guys were in the ring, and I thought to myself, man, maybe I could do that one day. Maybe I could be one of those guys. And it turns out that I certainly don't have anywhere near the physical fitness or the stamina that those guys do, even the heaviest of them. And but I was obsessed with it. I watched it every day. We got the pay-per-views when my mom would let me. WrestleMania 6 when Warrior defeats Hogan. The whole storyline with Warrior and Hogan and the tag team business and all this. I mean, those are the stories that I grew up on. And tonight's video was me honoring the Warrior as best I could. And if it wasn't good enough for you, I'm sorry. I did my best. I tried my best. I made that video because one of my friends who I've shared wrestling with the entirety of our mutual lives since we've known each other wrote me tonight and said that he was really sad to see the Warrior go, and he asked me to make that video as a tribute, and that's exactly what he did. He said, please use the Jesse character specifically. And I did. I did what you said, Donnie. Some people loved it. Some people saw it as the tribute it was meant to be. Some people don't. And that's all right. It doesn't matter either way. It's the best I could do. Love you, Warrior. I do really hope you're up there shaking the pearly gates in heaven. I really do. And I hope that the legacy we remember you for is for the Warrior, not any of the negative stuff you ever did here. And we loved you. So I'm gonna turn off the fucking camera before I get emotional again.